Born Thomas John Woodward, Jones entered the world on June 7, 1940, in the industrial town of Pontypridd, Wales, the son of Thomas Woodward, a miner, and Freda Jones, a homemaker. From an early age, Jones loved to sing at gatherings and in the school choir. As a child in school, he struggled with dyslexia but enjoyed listening to music, including BBC Radio, which featured American blues, R&B, and rock, genres which later influenced his musical style. He was also diagnosed with tuberculosis at the age of 12 and was kept quarantined at home for an extensive period of time. As a teen, Jones was more interested in booze and girls rather than his education and quit school at age 16. To earn money, he worked as a builder's laborer and a door-to-door vacuum salesman. In 1963, Jones started to sing with the band Tommy Scott with the Senators. The crowds loved the group, but growth was limited due to their non-urban location. This changed the next year when London-based Gordon Mills discovered Jones, bringing him to London and becoming his manager. With a new solo career, the artist changed his name to Tom Jones at the direction of Mills, who was inspired by the 1963 Albert Finney film. Decca Records signed Jones, but his first single, Chills and Fever, didn't catch on. However, his second single, the groovy Carefree It's Not Unusual, peaked at #1 on the British charts in 1965 and was an American top 10 hit. With success came a U.S. appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show. Throughout the latter half of the 1960s, Jones had an array of hit singles including Once Upon a Time, With These Hands, Green Grass of Home, a #1 hit in the UK, Detroit City, I'll Never Fall in Love, I'm Coming Home, Delilah, and Help Yourself. Jones also became part of the cultural landscape via his soundtrack work. Burt Bacharach and Hal David wrote the theme song for the 1965 comedy What's New Pussycat, a track which Jones performed amidst 5 out-of-sync pianos. That same year, Jones was also heard singing Thunderball, the top 40 title track of the James Bond film of the same name. The crooner later sang the theme song to the 1966 Warren Beatty comedy Promise Her Anything. That same year, he won a Grammy for Best New Artist. From 1969 to 1971, Jones starred in his own TV show, This Is Tom Jones, which was based in America and aired in both the US and Great Britain. He also released one of his most iconic hits, 1971's She's a Lady, a track which reached #2 on the American charts, though lyrically out of step with the feminist movement. Jones spent much of the 1970s setting up shop in Las Vegas, hanging out with Elvis Presley, touring and launching a record label, Man Records, with his manager. Later in the decade, he had modest success in America with a top 20 single, Say You'll Stay Until Tomorrow, but his presence on the stateside charts was coming to an end. In 1986, Mills passed away and Jones' son, Mark, replaced him as the singer's manager. The next year, Jones released the song A Boy From Nowhere, which put him back on the British charts and reached #2 pop. From 1988 to 1991, Jones worked on various collaborative projects. He performed with the group Art of Noise to create a bombastic remake of Prince's hit song Kiss, which was a UK top 5 hit with a video that won the MTV Breakthrough Award. Jones also partnered with singer Van Morrison to release the 1991 album Carrying a Torch. Jones subsequently released the albums The Lead and How to Swing It and Reload. The latter was a collection of covers which went platinum 6 times in the United Kingdom and became a big seller internationally, offering up hits like Mama Told Me, Not to Come Home, and Sex Bomb. He also branched into TV and film, appearing as himself on The Simpsons, hosting award shows and acting in the films Mars Attacks and Agnes Brown. Through the 2000s, during which time he won many accolades, including the Brit Award for Best Male Artist. Other highlights included a performance for President Bill Clinton at the White House Millennium Celebration and for Britain's monarchy for the Queen's Golden Jubilee. Jones also received the Brit Award for Outstanding Contribution to Music. He released Mr. Jones in 2003 and the following year dropped another album, Tom Jones and Jules Holland. In 2006, he had yet another UK top 10 hit, Stoned in Love, working with Trance Act Chicane. In 2008, Jones released his first album in 15 years in the United States, 24 Hours. His acclaimed album Praise and Blame was then released in 2010, an acoustic, spiritually driven effort. Drawing on his extensive musical experience, in 2012 Jones became a judge on the BBC musical competition reality show The Voice. In May of that year, he released the album Spirit in the Room, which included covers of songs by Paul McCartney, Paul Simon, and other notable artists. In 2015, he released his 41st studio album, Long Lost Suitcase, to generally positive reviews. That same year, he published his memoir, Over the Top and Back, the autobiography. Controversy arose over Jones' affiliation with The Voice when he was fired in 2015 and replaced by fellow Brit artist Boy George. Jones was rehired by the show when it was bought by ITV for a 2017 run, but then faced pushback from viewers who felt his comments about a winning singer's weight were inappropriate. Jones married his childhood love, Linda Trenchard, in 1957 at age 16, and together they had a son, Mark, born the same year. They remained together for nearly 60 years until Trenchard died from cancer in 2016. In 1974, Jones moved his family to the United States due to resentment of Britain's high taxes. He bought Dean Martin's house in California's posh Bel Air area. Though he remained married to Trenchard, Jones was well known for his infidelities. During his career heyday, he admitted to sleeping with more than 250 groupies a year. In 1987, he fathered a son through a 4-day fling with model Catherine Berkery. Though for over 20 years, Jones denied paternity, a DNA test in 2008 proved he was the boy's father. For his musical accomplishments, Queen Elizabeth II bestowed upon Jones the honor of Order of the British Empire in 1999 and knighted him in 2006. If you liked the video, please don't forget to subscribe.